Welcome to MiSpot. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. You could just call me Haki Kiki. How about it? All right. So, between this 12/12 portal and full moon in Gemini, if you're anything like me or a part of my soul tribe, you are probably feeling this energy on a whole nother level. So part of the reason that I have my head covered is because I've been getting this like cloak of Christ and like Christ consciousness energy. Um I actually posted on my Instagram about what Christ consciousness is or what Christ consciousness means. And you can go there. um, my Instagram is MiSpot Healing with an I, MiSpot Healing on Instagram, spelled out just like that. All right, MiSpot with an I. But I just recently posted what Christ consciousness is, and it's really just a connection to our divine path, oneness, wholeness, unconditional love, forgiveness, truth, and just being aware of our own divinity, our own light, and allowing our light to serve others. Okay. So what I wanted to do was to just jump on really quickly. First, let's look up 1212 portal and let's just see what Googler tells us about the 1212 portal. So in my mind, what I know is that the number 12 tends to represent divine completion for me. So does 7 and 9, but they kind of give me more like divine timing or divine intervention, where 12 is like cycle closed. Like I said, they all kind of bring that same completion or divine completion energy. But this portal to me, and not to mention that the date breaks down to 8/8. Okay, 88, or you could break that down further to 7, 8 and 8 being 16, and then 1 and 6 equaling 7. So still a lot of divinity, but I think what this energy is doing, what we know the energy is doing, is allowing things to play out. It's allowing things to play out. Definitely giving a surrender kind of energy, like hands off, like let it all work itself out. Release control, like let it all burn down, like completely let it all go. I literally just felt like a weight lift off my shoulders when I said that, like the tension just like released right at the nape of my neck and my shoulders. So that's just a reminder to ground. So, just go ahead and take your 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's a good practice to make sure when you inhale, completely fill your lungs up with as much air as you can. And then it's also good to just hold that breath for just a second or a few counts, maybe 3 or 4 counts. You hold it. And release it out of your mouth, and then like all of the air, every single drop of air out of your lungs. And always give yourself 3 of those, okay? Again, in through the nose and long exhale out through the mouth. And when you inhale and hold and release or exhale, just allow yourself to scan your body from head to toe. Thank you, Spirit. Allow yourself to just give yourself a scan, from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And with every exhale, you release tension. Okay, as you scan your body, anywhere you feel tightness or stress, You just allow that energy to just radiate there until you feel that release, and keep breathing. And with every exhale, push that stress out. You're releasing anything that blocks you from being divinely connected, being completely open, a channel, a vessel for the divine. Okay, you are the channel connecting heaven and earth. Okay, so allow yourself to just give yourself those 3 deep breaths. Never feel guilty for loving on yourself, even if it means just being still and taking a deep breath. Okay, so go ahead and just continue to breathe and give yourself maybe 60 seconds of inhaling, hold, and exhaling. And allow yourself with every exhale to just relax more and more as you reconnect and check in with your body. And as we release, we set the intentions to breathe in love and exhale fear. Allow ourselves to reconnect to Mother Earth, thanking her for always being our source of grounding, thanking her for all the gifts that she allows us to experience here on the planet, going out into nature, sitting by the beach or the water, even being thankful for what happens in the sky. Okay, the morning sky, the evening sky, the night sky, and just thanking Earth. And if you tend to think or your mind starts to wander, just don't judge yourself. Label it as thinking. Allow the thought to pass and bring your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in and out. And each time you reconnect, you can just imagine the warmth of the Earth's core. Imagine that red, radiant light of energy at the center of the Earth, and allow ourselves to reconnect to that warmth. Allow our feet to feel firmly planted, fully supported, safely secure. We feel grounded, connected, and protected. We thank you, Spirit. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, divine spirits of love and light. Thank you for this grounding. Please support us in this healing message tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. All right, that was great. So, 1212, like I said, the portal to me says completion, divine completion. So let's just say, let's ask Siri, what is important about the 1212 portal? There's also this full moon in Gemini that I'm really excited about. We'll get into that. But according to numerology, the number 1 represents new beginnings, and the number 12 represents teamwork and connection. Putting the 2 numbers in the sequence 1212 relates to a powerful energy that helps move your dreams forward. Okay? What's the significance of the 1212 portal? During the 1212 portal, the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is believed to thin, allowing for deeper connections with your intuition and higher self. This day encourages heightened awareness, making it an ideal time for meditation, reflection, and setting intentions for the future. Let's see what else. So some things that you could do during this time is to light candles. You can write some objectives on paper, and lay it under those candles. You can make a vision board. You could just do some appreciation or gratitude and relaxation. Crystal grid activation, interesting. Moon water, sound healing, fire ceremony. Ooh, I love these elements. Okay, so here are some things that you can do during this time. Let's also look at so you hear moving your dreams forward. So I think that's that divine um, piece where the divine steps in and like starts bringing miracles to you, bringing miracles your way. It's like you just had to accept and surrender, be present, allow the new beginning, letting go of the things that no longer serve you, like connecting to your higher self, your intuition, and allowing your connections to be deeper. Of course, the connection that we have with ourselves. Okay. Just digging deeper and really accepting ourselves, all of ourselves, being able to thank our past self and also be able to embrace the new version of ourselves, the future self that is coming in for us. Okay. All right. Let's see what Siri would like to tell us regarding the full moon in Gemini. So while I open this up, that Christ consciousness is all about that connecting to divinity or divine self. Like I mentioned, being a source of light, working through our darkness, working through our shadows. That's why we push that energy out, that low vibrational energy we push out if it's no longer serving us. Okay. And even if we step into our low vibrational energy or into our shadow self, or we embrace our shadow self, it is for the greater good of all and harm to none. Okay. That is not going to always be the case with everyone we come across. It's not going to always be the case even in ourselves sometimes. But that's why we have to be intentional, set intention, with pouring back into ourselves, being intentional with setting aside time to reconnect to our spirit, our higher self, our ancestors. Um, so that's pretty much my message for 2025 is for everyone to step up more when it comes to your mental health and your spiritual hygiene. If it requires you to invest in your mental health or your spiritual hygiene, I highly recommend and suggest it. We are in a time where there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of ruckus, rambunctiousness, a lot of distractions. The energy can get very, very thick with all the information that's constantly coming in. A lot of it's drama filled, a lot of it has no substance, and is designed to kind of keep you spinning in this confusion, in this matrix, in this sunken place. Okay. So those are the reasons why I believe and that I also practice being intentional. I've been manifesting for a long time. Didn't even know what I was doing years ago, but I was a dreamer. And I just thought that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And so I realized that if I had a plan and I focused and I executed my plan, I could bring things from a thought literally into fruition. And a big part of that has been, at least lately in the last couple of years, I have learned to take my spirituality to the next level where I'm incorporating everything that God has given me. And I'm sure there's so much more to even learn with that. And that's why I continue to try to open myself up and to learn more and more. Um, but that intuition piece is something that we all have. We all have a psychic ability. We all have an innate um, best friend, higher self, that talks to us. And it's up to us whether or not we want to drown that part of ourselves out, or if we want to embrace it. We want to be intentional with connecting to that self and that space, and working through any of the blemishes, any of the blocks, any of the darkness that we have in those areas that we may not feel as strong, um, and allowing ourselves to see the lesson behind it and appreciate how it's made us better or stronger. And then when we apply the lesson, that's when you start the manifesting. Okay. We just have to disconnect from the outcome, not looking for a microwave type of gift, making sure that things have a solid foundation where they can stand. They can stand the test of time, or they can just stand in a solid way. It can make it through the seasons. Okay. It's not fleeting, it's not crumbling from the beginning, it's solid. All right. So that's what I'm getting. I have a deck that I want to pull from because it has a Jesus card. It's the Divine Masters by Kyle Gray. Um, this is the deck. There is a Jesus card in there, so I know that these cards I really like as well. Um, Sorry, I'm kind of not staying focused. All right. So I'm gonna pull from that and a couple others and just kind of see what comes out. Just kind of, this is more of a healing oracle message. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. What else? But this is more of a message of encouragement. Okay. So I hope that you're looking for that. As we move into 2025, just understand, like I said, as far as truly investing in your mental health, if it requires for you to spend money on your mental health or your spiritual hygiene, please do that. Please invest in yourself. What you plant, look at as a seed that you are planting to reap a reward or a benefit later. You are a cheerful giver. You give without expectation. You give because it's your way of showing love. Okay, it doesn't always have to be monetary. It can be in time, energy, charity, service. However, if you would like monetary return, you might want to invest in a monetary way. All right, there's no better place to invest your good money but in spiritual seeds. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be tithing at church, although I highly recommend it, especially if you are connected and you have a good, solid church home where you learn. There's great teaching. I've been blessed to have a very strong, loving, and teaching church. So I hope that most of you feel that way. If not, just go where you're led. It could be donation, it could be shelter and feeding the homeless. It could just be going and buying things and giving them to the homeless. Might want to do those kind of things in like a group, or reach out to someone who supports the homeless or provides things for the homeless, like toiletries for women, socks, for everyone, honestly, men, women, and children. So that's it. That's it. All right, let's see what the full moon in Gemini. So I was gonna say, so with this energy, I get, it's like a motivation to release connections where communication is difficult or hard. You may realize that, like, you you're in a space where when you are communicating with people, you probably find yourself like really checking in, not even like on purpose. It's more like something you're just noticing that it's happening because you've done so much healing work. You're realizing that in the moment of conversation with people, it could even be a text, even, but probably more so in like personal one-on-one or direct communication. It could be a group of people, even if you're in meetings or something like that, where you're starting to realize that if you get like any type of inkling or nudge or intuitive hint that you're not being understood or you're not being heard or seen or felt, you are learning how to respond in a more calm, mature, and healthier way. You're not easily as rattled. You're learning how to instantly check yourself, um, where it's almost like your body almost has like a soft, subtle trigger warning, where if you feel a disconnect or a misalignment, you you feel powerful enough to alchemize it, but you also know where to hold your boundary, where you can still show up for yourself, um, in a way that doesn't exhaust you. You're able to show up and you don't feel depleted after you've expressed yourself. You don't feel drained or even walking away understood. Like you may feel like you've given energy in the past with a whole lot of explanation or whatever, and it was like it just went to nothing, or you were like talking to a brick wall or something. Now you probably might be feeling like you know when not to give a whole lot. Like you know when to cut it off. Okay. All right. It is 9 o'clock. All right. The full moon in Gemini this month signifies a time to focus on communication, both with yourself and others, encouraging you to express your thoughts clearly, potentially leading to deeper understanding and clarity in your relationships, while also being mindful of the duality and different perspectives that may arise in conversation. I love that because I'm getting ready. I actually have a duality post that'll be popping up here. There's some yin yang energy here. This is just I'm just loving this. I have a new respect for these full moons, understanding their intention and what they are here to do for us. So having this full moon in Gemini at the end of the year, um, even surrounding Christmas and the New Year, like I'm really excited for 2025. I hope that you are too. If you are, please put like some the horn, the celebration horn thingy, the confetti thingy. Put that in the comments. And let me know that you are listening, okay, and ready to celebrate 2025. All right, so key points about the Gemini full moon message: open communication. This is a time to openly share your thoughts and feelings, allowing for honest dialogue with those around you. Mental agility. Embrace your curious mind and engage in stimulating discussions, learning new perspectives and ideas. Self reflection. Pay attention to your internal dialogue, as this full moon can highlight areas where you need to better understand your own thoughts and motivations. So, social connection. I'm about to say soul connections or soul connection, but social connection. Reach out to friends and family, fostering meaningful connections through open communication. Potential challenges: be cautious of miscommunication or superficial interactions. Strive for depth and authenticity in your conversations. I love that. That's the one for me. Be cautious of miscommunication or superficial interactions and strive for depth and authenticity in your conversations. The miscommunication piece, we got to be careful because there is a Mercury retrograde that we should be coming out of here shortly, or now, or around this time. There's, that post shadow as well. Um, Making sure that your interactions, especially your communication, I was talking not too long ago about being intentional, what we say out of our mouths. Pluto did not move into Aquarius for nothing. Okay. So it's now challenging us to better our communication skills. Okay. And if you're anything like me, you know that relationships, the most healthiest ones or the healthiest ones, are due to having great and healthy communication. Okay, that's with anyone, friends, family, lovers, business. Communication is key. Uh, what I do for work, my word is my bond. If I start telling people things, I don't do what I tell them I'm going to do, I'm not performing well. And so, you learn to not overcommit. You learn to be very clear, to make sure that everyone's on the same page, everyone's in agreement, everyone has an understanding of the expectations. Okay. And that is something that's done through communication. I get paid to use my brain. All right. And I love balancing that out with my spirit, because that's that yin and yang. It's like you can have both. You can have the best of both worlds. You can have it all. Not to not to contradict your soul, not to go against your soul, but you can have beauty and brains, is my point. Okay. um and that's why I think that a lot of times we have to understand, when it comes to expanding our spirituality, is to truly understand that it's all about our intuition. Everything else is a tool, everything else is a way to manage. We have the answers inside. We just have to connect to ourselves long enough to be clear on the answer. If you're not getting the answer, that don't move, you know set your boundary and don't move until the boundary has been satisfied you know okay, so let's jump in and let's see. I'm sure that the Holy Spirit is going to confirm some things that we've read here, but it's a time to focus on communication, both with ourselves and with others. Okay, express your thoughts clearly. All right. And don't be, you know, afraid, or be mindful rather, of seeing things from different points. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but just being open to listen. Okay. You don't have to listen to garbage. You can decide to cut that off whenever you want. Okay. Garbage in, garbage out. Okay. We become what we are around, what we hear. So when it comes to this energy of hearing different perspectives, make sure it's also clear. Okay, make sure it's also understandable. Okay. It just look for clarity. Okay, that's it. Looking for clarity. All right, let's see what's happening. Okay, so all right, so I think we got a little bit of feminine and masculine energy. Like I said, yin yang energy. So there, let's see what we got. Look, oh, Melchizedek. Melchizedek came out. He was on the bottom. He was on the he's on the bottom of the deck. He's a biblical character. I think the last time I pulled these cards, he came out. He was actually on the bottom, and I started shuffling, and then he jumped out. So there could be some energy. Thoth might have also been there as well. So let's see. So Melchizedek, look, both of them divine. Melchizedek is divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. So this could be a time of just kind of learning, All right, maybe you're reading. And then Thoth is divine magic. The teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. We were talking earlier about learning something. You might be learning something new. You might be doing some reading. Okay. All right. Let's see what's on the bottom. Green Tara, healing light, and Ishtar is kind of peeking out. Inner learnings. I see inner light. That's that Christ consciousness again. And she's green. That's that heart chakra awakening. Okay. Your heart chakra is a place where you love yourself and love others, or we love ourselves and love others. It's the balance. I was actually picturing it the other day during a visualization or a meditation of my heart actually being a yin and yang energy, or symbol. And it was almost like the upper heart, is my love of self, and then the lower part was my love of others, and how that energy kind of rotates, and I balance it out with every choice. Am I showing up for myself in this moment? Am I showing up for others? Okay. And don't let that trigger you, because we're always choosing. You may feel like some people always choose themselves, and that's where we have to learn about balance. Balance, but the other thing is the intention. What's the intention about, from someone who may be deciding to choose themselves? What's the intention behind someone who may be deciding to show up for someone else? Okay. We should be balancing that energy out. All right. Melchizedek, divine knowledge, higher learning, commit to your vision through study. Melchizedek, whose name means King of Righteousness, is the first high priest mentioned in the Bible, the one who initiated all the heart teachers who came after him, heart teachers who came after him. He is mentioned in several Abrahamic texts, including the Dead Sea Scrolls and also in the Kabbalistic text, the Zohar. He is an ancient gatekeeper of light who is dedicated to helping all those walking the spiritual path take the initiatory steps to align with the light. Light, inner light, your inner light. Okay. He is the leader of a spiritual group called the Order of Melchizedek, a divine order of light beings, angels, and masters, including Archangel Michael and Jesus. Who work in congregation to bring light and energy to the world. These beings are the keepers of Christ's light and Holy Spirit energy. Thank you, Holy Spirit. A divine order of light beings. Okay, so you and I, we could be part of the order of Melchizedek. All right. Where you could also be like realizing you have more angels or and masters, like you're starting to connect to a larger spirit team, like you realize that your guides are growing, like your spirit team is like growing in numbers, and you're connecting with more of your divinity and your guides, your divine guides. Of course, Archangel Michael and Jesus is here. We brought that up. And they work in congregation to bring light and energy to the world. I don't know what else to say there. These beings are the keepers of Christ, light, and Holy Spirit energy. Okay, so the Holy Spirit and Christ are all up and through here. Okay, your message: you are being encouraged to dive into spiritual study. I like it. Don't skim the surface, go deeper, for there's important information out there that will support you in taking your path and skills to the next level. There's a good chance that you may want to get out there with what you know, but the universe wants you to study a little more before taking a leap into the unknown. I received that message. When you study, you demonstrate how committed you are to the spiritual path. And when you are committed, the universe will present you with opportunities that will take you further along the path and toward a feeling of fulfillment and purpose. If you're intending to work in a particular field, ask yourself if there's anything you need to read up on or study first. If so, or if something springs to mind, take note, as this is your next step. So we're kind of going into like hermit mode. You probably have already been in hermit mode. You probably feel like you need to come out of hermit mode a little bit. And maybe you have been able to like go out and have some fun, hang out with friends, or go shake a tail feather, or just getting out of the house, even if it's taking a walk. Um, but we are being called, like during this time of darkness and winter hibernation, it's like when it comes to our learning path and like our education, our spiritual path, our mental clarity, this is a time for us to like strengthen our mental and expand our knowledge on spiritual things. So, maybe you want to read the Bible over the next year. Maybe you want to read another, book, or you just want to read up on love. I actually have a, a heart healing, or sorry, a heart chakra healing presentation that I'll be sharing to get some feedback on. So I'm looking for a group of like 10 to 15 women that can meet on a regular basis, and we basically go through and heal our heart chakra together for about 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. It will be by donation, and you'll be able to have the information forever. Um, but I think it's a good time for us to kind of go within and learn how to expand and open our hearts more, especially if you are healing from heartbreak or disappointment, betrayal from anybody, okay? Family, friends, lovers, work, just, releasing betrayal, releasing the distrust that comes from that, and allowing ourselves to be open again. You don't have to rush, but just knowing that it's important for us to balance it out and not to stay in that low vibrational place for an extended period of time. All right, Thoth. Thoth, divine magic. The teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. Thoth is the ancient Egyptian ibis-headed god of writing, divine magic. I should be holding these up. And the moon. He's the ibis-headed god of, oh, sorry. He's the ibis-headed god of writing, divine magic, and the moon. There's that writing, so maybe we're being called to not just learn, but to write. Maybe I could be journaling, divine magic, and the moon. So here's some of that full moon energy. Acknowledged as the sacred scribe who created writing, he was considered to be the maintainer of the Egyptian universe. It is said he was the priest king of Atlantis and was dedicated to leading the Atlantean people in a loving way that was firm but fair. Yes, God. However, no matter how hard he tried to direct them, many of them didn't obey the spiritual laws, which brought a cataclysmic end to their civilization. In the Western magical community, Thoth is seen as an all-powerful spiritual guide who can help us understand the energy of magic and the power of our will. He is the mastermind behind the Hermetic text, and the ancient Greeks knew him as Hermes Trismegistus, and the Romans as Mercury. When you feel called to this master, it's because divine magic is unfolding in your world and you are ready to write the story of your life. Your message: the powers of heaven and earth are uniting at this time, putting the power of creation into your hands. Whatever you set out to do, you will do. Who are You are in a vortex of manifestation. All of the lessons of the past have given you a better understanding of what you will be best for your highest good and truth, huh? All of the lessons of the past have given you a better understanding of what will be best for your highest good and truth. You are a magical being who deserves to have a magical life. Believe in who you are and call in all you need and more. You are no longer the student, you are the teacher. Take everything you have learned and put it to use. Your life will never feel complete or fulfilled until you share what you have experienced during this incarnation. There are lessons to be learned from the events of your life that will be great gifts to those who receive them. Take the time to create a plan of action and put down in writing what you intend to do so that the universe can bear witness to it and in support its unfoldment. All right, just gonna say this. So first, I think Melchizedek was Egyptian as well. So heavy. So you could be like of Egyptian background. I know I am. Uh, Melchizedek, king of righteousness. Abrahamic texts. I thought they said something about Egypt. Maybe not. Okay. I don't see anything about Egypt here. But maybe I thought ancient. So Thoth is ancient Egyptian. Like I said, with the writing, the divine magic in the moon. So you could have learned like some new ways to manifest. If you're like me, you might also be trying to make sure that you're not out here practicing, I guess, dark witchcraft or any type of magic, if you will, that is to be harmful to anybody. Okay. But you might have been learning how to determine the intentions behind things. You may be learning, what you might have done or didn't do that could have been, uh, you could have been more educated on. So there's a emphasis here of writing. So reading and writing definitely like educating. Okay, so this might be a time for us to maybe take 10 to 20 minutes at night or in the morning to just read. Okay, picking up a book that you may have wanted to read for a long time, maybe picking up a book that you never finished, or finishing the one that you're already in and grabbing another one. All right, so it says here that Thoth was a leader, okay, of the Atlantean people. Okay, Atlantis, I thought was this beautiful place, at least in my mind. But he led in a loving way that was firm but fair. So like divine king. This could also be because of the masculine energy here. This could be like a sign of the divine masculines awakening, how they're coming into their divinity, coming into spirit, their divine knowledge, their own divine magic. Okay, not dark, not dark, divine magic. Um, some people could have learned some things when they were young and didn't really realize that they were dark. They may have learned some things that they might have been doing since high school, and not really understanding or fully knowing the spiritual significance or spiritual impact that these things could have had on you. Okay, that's another energy I'm getting. There's like a maturing here. There's a growing up. All right. Um, So it says here that many of the folks that Thoth led didn't obey the spiritual laws. That's what I'm just talking about. Like there is law, okay? Like in the beginning, there was the word, and the word was God, the word was with God. So law to the letter, that's how I look at law. I look at law as the letter to the word, to the law itself, okay? There are spiritual laws, divine laws, universal laws that balance this place out, okay? And so it says that since they did not obey the spiritual laws, it brought a cataclysmic end to their civilization. So it wiped them all out. Okay, it wiped out their entire civilization. So there's a message there. Somebody could be going through some kind of tower moment, where you may feel like things are burning down, things are fleeting, you're losing things. You may feel like things are kind of like running through your fingers like water. I'm here to encourage you that it's okay to start over. Um, encourage you to reflect and sit back and maybe journal what this has taught you. What have you learned from this tower moment, and what you will do better or um, in the future or next time? Okay, I highly encourage obeying spiritual laws. Okay, when you're manifesting. All right. So in the Western magical community, I won't say magical world, manifesting world. In the Western magical community, thought is seen as an all-powerful spiritual guide who can help us understand the energy of magic and the power of our will. Okay, so God gives us free will. We always have a choice. I was talking about choice earlier with the heart space and learning what, or making a decision in every moment, whether you're showing up for you or showing up for yourself. Okay, balancing that energy out. I had also talked about how this was kind of giving me a message of going in hermit mode, where you're kind of like researching, studying, learning. You could be doing some investigation. You could be doing like what's the other thing? Research. That's it already. Okay, so he's known to the Romans as Mercury. And we were talking earlier about, and the Greeks knew him as Hermit, Hermes. And then the Romans knew him as Mercury. Mercury, that's the planet of communication. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Okay. So it says right now that there's not a whole lot of talking that needs to happen, like a lot of verbal as far as fluff. We are being called to be very intentional with our words right now. But you're probably going to be of less words. Okay. So when you do speak, your words are going to be more powerful because they will have more intent, because you've kind of meditated on them to where you're speaking more powerfully, and cutting out a whole lot of filler words and things that really don't matter. Okay, there's that kind of energy, like a slicing. Okay, like taking that sword, using your Aquarian energy to communicate, but also like to defend yourself. Okay, not necessarily defensively with your language, but more so learning to speak from a place of ease, learning to express yourself with calmness. I consider it stoicism. Um, that's kind of how I look at it. Like really being confident and secure in who you are and in your being. All right. And it says here that when we call on Thoth or Hermes or Mercury, can we call him the god of Mercury? I heard god of Mercury. He looks like one of these old, like he gives me like a temptation kind of vibe. Like he looked like he belonged with like the mothership with Parliament Funkadelic or Earth, Wind and Fire or something. Oh, let's see. Parliament, Earth, Wind and Fire. Yeah. You know how they used to like, more bounce. Tootie ounce, who's that? But you know, like that funk kind of, that's kind of how he comes off to be. Um, but whatever you want to call him, not whatever you want to call him, but Hermes, Mercury, god of Mercury, Thoth. Um, when we call on him, it's because divine magic is unfolding in our world and that we're ready to write the story of our life. So I wanted to kind of speak on that piece. So you could be, your spirit team could be pulling you towards like either writing, maybe writing a book, or whether it be more like based on your life or fiction or loosely based on your life, or it could just be your story or a segment of your story, maybe a chapter of your story. I'm getting the energy of like when you communicate, it's like being confident in communicating what you have experienced. Okay. I'll just say, I think that sometimes a lot of people miss that. Like, when we, that I kind of consider it like toxic positivity. When we, everything is love and light and all glitter and sparkles and things like that. And it's like, people don't feel that way all the time, and life doesn't always throw you glitter and sparkles, right? And so it doesn't seem realistic when someone constantly keeps telling you to stay positive, stay positive. It's like you kind of have to know like how they did it, like how they worked through it. Like an example, you know, I kept having the thought of um someone lying to me, or I can't get uh something someone did to me off my mind. Um, or like, this is what pushed me into my healing journey, or this segment of my healing journey, because it never really ends. We just we just get better, and we just stay open, right? But that's where I feel like a lot of times people miss it, is not being personable, not being able to truly be vulnerable and open. You're going to lose people like that because they won't relate. They'll keep trying to reach you on some pedestal they put you on because they think that you're perfect or you don't have any problems in life. Okay. Which is, I know it sounds ridiculous, but people do think that. People have a tendency to judge a lot, especially what they see on social media, because people can put whatever they want on social media. It doesn't mean that behind the scenes, and that's what I think a lot of things are right now. It's like those facades are falling. Like all the things that people are doing or we are doing as an image or to uphold some facade, all that is crumbled down. So now it's like what's been going on behind closed doors is actually being exposed. It's coming out now. Um, that's the energy that I've been getting for a few months right now, but um it's just a checkpoint to the folks who might be doing a whole lot to maintain a facade. It could cause you a lot of confusion. You don't know which way is up. You don't know left from right. You're just all over the place. Like your thoughts are, you're constantly betraying yourself. Like that kind of energy is being worked out. I know it sounds very heavy. Um, So I just remember why I don't use my computer to record these videos, because it be cutting off. It lasted almost an hour. So I don't know where it cut off, but I was talking about Thoth and this energy of sharing your story, which is confirmation for me. Like I said, I don't really. There's so much that I could share as far as my like spiritual journey and my healing journey. But it's like I kind of want to start from like the last couple years and then go backwards. I think that maybe that, I don't know. But either way, you could be uh, getting the message from your spirit team to tell your story. Um, I hear that it'll be healing. It'll help the healing. Okay. So what else were we talking about? The powers of heaven and earth are uniting at this time. So like I was mentioning during the grounding, that we are that connection between heaven and earth. And so we're being like those powers are being united through us. So we get to experience heaven on earth. We can actually help create heaven on earth. That is our goal. That is our purpose. To be this light being, to be this being that allows heaven to exist on earth. Okay, being an earth angel. So that means that we have a power of creation in our hands. So you could also be realizing how strong your manifestation skills are. Realizing that you can take things from a thought and turn them into something that's tangible. Whatever you set out to do, you will do. All right, you are in a vortex of manifestation. That's what I consider that vortex. You're the center. Okay, you're like the nucleus between heaven and earth, and it's like all this energy shooting out from around you. It's like you're like the nucleus, the center of it all. Okay, so it's happening through you. There's the divine does their part, and then you're here to do your part on earth. Okay. All of the lessons of the past have given you a better understanding of what will be best for your highest good and truth. You are a magical being who deserves a magical life. That's enough said right there. Like, believe in who you are and call in all you need and more. So we are learning to go to spirit, call on our ancestors. We're learning, like I said, you could be learning, more of your spiritual guides, and who is sending you messages. You are no longer the student, you are the teacher. So continue to master yourself. Continue to use this season to learn. Okay. It's allowing you to step up in a major way when it comes to teaching, manifesting, and mastering. Okay. Your life will never feel complete or fulfilled until you share what you have experienced during this incarnation. So that's for you if you're feeling that call to tell your story. All right. There are lessons to be learned from the events of your life that will be great gifts to those who receive them. So it's okay for us to live vicariously through the souls that the divine has put around us. Friends are the family you get to choose. Your family, you don't. Well, some people say you have, but either way, I think that we are here to, we go to a family where we can learn to be who we are. Like, we go to a family that will teach us the lessons we need to remember our souls. And then we get to pick, friends, or like I said, the family you get to choose. And then we have lovers who are hopefully friends that grew into, which friends could be soulmates, family members could be soulmates. But hopefully the lovers are friendships that have grown into loving relationships. Okay. And those happen. Okay. You can't really hide from love. You don't really get to choose who you love. At least I don't think so. I think love happens. So you received gifts from the lessons that you've learned through the events of your life. Okay. And then once you have learned them and you've healed from them, then you can teach others so that if they can relate, they can receive your gifts that they can then go and apply to their lives. Of course, they have their own path, But that's what advisors do. That's what guides do. That's what shamans do. That's what leaders do. They give you an example, okay? They don't just leave you out there. They teach. That's what teachers do. They show you the way, okay? It doesn't mean you have to do it exactly like them, but you take what they're teaching, you apply it to you, and you move forward. So take the time to create a plan of action and put down in writing what you intend to do so that the universe can bear witness to it and support its unfoldment. This is heavy for me. I have a New Year's Day brunch. We're heading to our 16th annual this year. I'm so excited in my new home. And all we do is review our goals from the previous year and write down new goals. We fellowship, we talk, we share our goals if you want. Talk about what you accomplished, maybe what you want to accomplish the upcoming year. So that's creating that plan. And I've already started thinking about the goals that I want to write down. And I think I may even want to categorize them now, like personal and professional, and then mentally, spiritually, financially, physically, emotionally, what I want to achieve. So I encourage everyone, we only have a few days left until the new year. So go ahead and start writing down your goals now and what you intend to do. Write down your plan, okay? And then that way the universe will bear witness to it and support in its unfoldment. The other part is when we were first reading on, it might have been the full moon in Gemini, it was saying to write down, it was telling us to write down some things and put it under a candle or something. Listen, I'm not here to tell you to do stuff like that, but that's the second time it came up with writing something down, so it made me think of that. And it might be a good practice. I remember probably my first brunch ever, we burned the goals and put them in our mimosas and we drunk them. We drunk the ashes. So I had never read that anywhere. That just came to my mind a long time ago, and my friends and family were down and we did it. And we haven't done it, since. So maybe we can do that this year. So we're releasing the past, setting intentions, and embracing change, okay? Particularly in areas of communication, mental health, clarity. Heavy on the clarity, okay? God is not the author of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. Love is not confusing. God is love. Love is not confusing. Love comes with clarity. Maturity comes with clarity. Okay? Confusion is for people who don't know, don't understand, aren't educated. When I say aren't educated, I'm not talking about illiterate. I'm talking about not knowing, ignorant to certain things. Okay? Just like earlier when I was talking about the ignorance to this these spiritual laws. So folks might be realizing they violated. I'm going to also provide people with a guide to dealing with feelings of shame, regret, and guilt. I think a lot of people have a hard time with that, which is understandable. We're not taught to know how to deal with that kind of feeling. Oftentimes we're told to not care, which, okay, but do I want this? Let's just see what comes out. But yeah, so it might be time for you to grow up and really start to realize what works for you and not necessarily trying to make what somebody else is telling you work. Like I said, take the teaching, but apply yourself. But just still appreciate You may be around a friend who experienced like a bad breakup or like a divorce or something like that, and you saw your friend, you knew your friend prior to the relationship or prior to the marriage even. You were there through the marriage, and you saw how it came to an end possibly. And you could see like, okay, what I saw my friend go through, I realized, how important it is to have someone who appreciates you. And so I've learned that I need to make sure that I'm appreciated, or I feel appreciated. That's something that I learned vicariously through a friend. So now I can pay more attention to that. Now, how I get appreciated or feel appreciated could be different than how someone else could feel the appreciation. But just the simple fact that I took from that, I saw the unappreciativeness and I understood her plight or her concern or her issue with it. So now that I understand where she was coming from and I saw it for myself, I can say, I need that. I know I'm going to need that, Like I said, it'd be different for all of us, but it's okay for us to learn. We're here to learn from each other. Balance it out, You'll find your way, but you're here to learn from others. All right? Be bold and make the first move is out again. And a new romantic cycle begins. So be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. This was out last time. Moving forward. Basically somebody saying move forward. Okay. And then a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Emotions are running high. Oh my goodness. What is happening? Super moon. Wow. Okay. I'm not going to read these, but wowzers. Be bold and make the first move. Like I said, back out and a new romantic cycle begins. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to pull a couple more. We're going to do African Goddess Rising, which I always like to do with these Divine Masters. They just complement each other very well. And with this masculine energy out here, and this could be for Divine Feminines too. You could just kind of be like embracing your divine masculine, or like balancing out. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of yin yang, definitely duality right now, which I'm really, really loving. I'm loving it. It's a nice balancing of the scale. And then with this new moon and Libra card jumping out, so it looks like some love is here. Oh, we got Oya storms. Oya storms. And then we got Jumbi or Jumbi mask. Eek. So, and then Yemaya on the bottom, awakening. So there's definitely an awakening, okay? Some of these, I guess, maybe this masculine energy, or maybe even you in your masculine energy, if you're a feminine, could be tearing the mask off. Like, it's almost like either you're ripping the mask off, or your energy causes the mask to fall. I'm getting like maybe these divine masculines are starting to see the mask, but on these like feminines, seeing the storm behind the mask, or seeing the storm, like you're kind of seeing the intention. Like somebody could be, let's read it. Let's read it. And then we have Yemaya on the bottom with this this woman that's pregnant. Oh yeah, storms. I've never actually, I've definitely never pulled this one. I've pulled Jumbi before, I think, but never Oya. Oya storms. What is happening? Why isn't this stuff cutting off? Gang, Sarah? Sorry, that just turned to that 13. 13 and 9. Protection and like intervention, timing maybe, completion. Something's over. I think that this hoochie mama energy is over. I don't know. It's like, it's weird. So some of these divine masculines could be gaining the gift of sight, where they can kind of see behind the mask of some feminines, or they can see the storm before it comes. Like they're starting to see who's coming with a whole bunch of drama and nonsense and BS. That's what this looked like to me. And okay, Temple of Warriors. Oh yeah, number 13, breaking down to a 4, representing protection. Goddess of Storms from Yoruba or Nigeria and Nigeria. Temple Warriors, element water. Wielding her powerful sword of truth. There's that sword again. That's that Gemini energy. Her powerful sword of truth. Oya is the Yoruba goddess of storms, wind, and lightning. Storms bring shift, rapid, and uncontrollable change, and at times, chaos. Oya's guidance. The winds of change are in motion. Into every life, a little rain must fall. Personal storms clear away the old. Sometimes change moves slowly. At other times, change is swift. Embodiment. What would you like to change? If you are not actively changing it, you are choosing it. To make shift happen, focus on what you want. Stop giving energy to what is not working. The biggest thing holding you back is you. If you want people and life to treat you better, you go first. If you attract betrayals, stress, and strife, the common denominator is you. Beating yourself up is self-harm. Feel your feelings. Honor your journey. Tell yourself the truth and practice self-compassion. Goddess declaration, I make shift happen. I have one of those actually on my Instagram page. I make shift happen. Okay, so there's that yin yang energy again. A storm can be calm, but a storm can also be chaotic. It can create change. It can clear out the path. Sometimes it can be slow, a storm that may last a while, and sometimes it can be quick. So this could be a good time to reflect on what we would like to change. Okay? Swift movement, not holding back. Okay? All gas, no brakes. Okay? What you are not actively changing, you are choosing. So this is that choice. This is where you're going to be making these real-time, very present decisions. And you may have to choose kind of quickly sometimes. But if you can't choose, it's okay to ask for time to think. That's totally fine. But this is definitely an embracing. So right now we are weathering the storm. We're kind of coming out of, this transformation. Like we've gone through this chaos of like transformation where things are flying around like a hurricane or tornado or something. And we're kind of coming out of that, and we're choosing, like some of the old things could still be trying to come your way, but now you're choosing to like throw, let things fall. Certain things are going to fall by the wayside, and then certain things you're going to pull in or receive. Okay. So If we want people in life to treat us better, then we have to go first. I love that. All right. And if we're attracting a whole bunch of nonsense, the common denominator is us. Why am I attracting this? What about me makes me attract these kind of situations and people in my life? Okay, that is real talk that a lot of us need to have with ourselves, okay? Honor your journey. I hear autonomy. Like, what's your story? What's going to be your legacy? What are they going to say about you when you leave? What's going to be your reputation? Okay? Like honor you. Honor who you are. Honor your journey. It's all you got. You know, like J. Cole said, like, it's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. This is all you have. Okay? So get your life. If you feel in some type of way, get your life. It is not about other people. At some point, we have to realize that certain things are what they are. Okay? And we can choose. We always have a choice. All right? So tell yourself the truth and practice self-compassion. And you make shift happen. All right, moving on to Jumbi, Temple of Shadows. Yes, 18, breaking down to a 9. Shadow of Mask, Caribbean, Temple, Shadows, element air. At air and water is like kicking up. And then this one here, she's in the water. Yeah, there's okay. I think Jupiter is in Gemini right now. Saturn is in Pisces. Venus is, I don't know. I'm trying to think of where. I know those two. I'm trying to think of what other water or air signs certain planets are in right now. But moving on. Jumis are the scary, shadowy, otherworld spirits and monsters of the Caribbean. Jumi's shadow guidance. Where is the lie? Get quiet to get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now, are you confused or are you afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Embodiment. Show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you are wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You are lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone else is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. There's that clarity piece again. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a protection of your own. Their mask is a projection of your own. That's that. Why am I attracting this energy? It's all relationships are mirrors. Okay. Why am I attracting this energy? Goddess declaration. I am willing to remove the mask. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Keep going. What you're doing is causing people to wake up. Okay? It's causing people to break out of the matrix, to pull themselves out of the sunken place, and to really realize what is fluff and nonsense and BS. And not just noticing it, but having the power and the know-how or the ability to alchemize it, transmute it, speak up against it, not be afraid of it. Okay? There's that. And let's see. I'm going to do a couple more because that's who I am. Let's see. Some that I have not done ever are these. Is Inner Fucking Peace, which these are kind of funny. And then I'll probably do some angel numbers. I love the Soul's Journey, though. Okay, the Soul's Journey is like, the messages are amazing. I might have the title card in here. There we go. Hopefully that's the only one. All right. So let's see what comes out from the Inner Effing Peace. Have a Buddha-ful day. Buddha-ful. And on the back is cultivate inner booty. Okay? So your inner Buddha. Okay? Your inner Buddha. So another reminder for meditation, us being still, connecting with oneness, Christ consciousness. I actually wrote down here, rest in the divine embrace. Know that you are safe, held, and protected. That we are all interconnected. You're being divinely guided. Release fear, surrender, and know that you're always supported. Seek moments of stillness and spiritual alignment, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply being present. Reconnect with the sources of the infinite wisdom, or of infinite wisdom and love that shall sustain you. Okay? There is a higher order at play guiding you towards healing, wholeness, and unity. Oh, we got another card. The power of serenity now. Serenity, the serenity prayer. God grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you're making decisions on what you can control and what you can't control. You're not losing your mind. You're not being maniacal, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to say. You're not being an egomaniac, trying to control everything. You're learning like what's really in your control and what's really not. Spiritual, universal law of attraction. Okay. It's another thing I want to be sharing with people. Pencil it into your schedule. So here's this reminder of writing things down, making sure that we are consistent when it comes to building our foundation of new stability or this new path forward. You're building something new. So learning how to manage our time better, learning how to plan, learning how to have SMART goals, SMART. Okay, I think now there's SMARTIE goals, SMARTIE. I forget what the IE stands for, but SMART goals, two things is that they are realistic and time bound. Okay, you can go look them up, but this is the time, hermit mode. However, when you're out, okay, you're going to have to learn to, or we are learning to make decisions. Okay, we have a free choice, we have a free will to make decisions that are guiding us towards what's for our best and highest good. And you're going to find yourself probably having to make a lot of those decisions quite a bit in this season. Okay. All right, let's do some angel numbers. And let's do the soul's journey real quick. Okay. I just saw self-esteem. That was here or out the last time. And I saw something, I think on Instagram, and it was saying self-esteem. It's self-esteem because it's all about you and your own steam. How much steam you got for yourself. I said, oh, that's cool. I like that. How much steam do you have for yourself? So, nice little way to understand self-esteem and how we can use it to motivate us. Ooh, oh. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. I heard the other day, a jealous energy or a jealous spirit is just a confirmation or affirmation of what you don't have. Might want to check that. Okay, envy. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So someone could be afraid of love, or someone could be jealous of love and worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Good. Worry definitely does not change an outcome. What they say, if you worry, don't pray. If you pray, don't worry. I also heard a guy say the other day, worry is worshiping the problem. That's exactly what it is. Honesty on the bottom of the deck, communication. So maybe we can clear all this up. This envy, fear, and worry can be cleared up with some honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it to myself. We already had a card tell us to speak truth to ourselves. Okay? Heavy on the communication and self-talk. Self-talk. How we talk to ourselves. Let's read this envy card. I might need to read all of these. Envy. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. You must learn to accept that the obstacles in your life have been chosen by you. To be jealous of the soul path of another is to doubt your ability to judge what is best for you. It is human nature to covet the perceived luxuries of someone on a different journey. But to try to emulate him or her is not being true to your own guidance. You have chosen this life and these circumstances for a reason. By disregarding that and following in the footsteps of another, you are only setting yourself up for confusion and disappointment. You never truly know what is going on in another person's life and what personal challenges he or she may face. So to be envious is a fool's game. Be authentic in your to your inner voice, because only you know what is in your best interest. If you don't follow your own path, you will have to reincarnate in an attempt to learn your original lessons again. First of all, confirmation of the African goddess rising deck with the obstacles in our life have been chosen by us. One of the mask, I think it was basically telling us that, like, we made those decisions and we have to start asking ourselves, like, why we are attracting stress and confusion and disappointment, like understanding where we trauma bond. Okay, we have been healing codependency like almost every single time I open this situation up, which is great. But I think now it seems like it's moving towards these masculines who could be realizing that they attract a lot of like jealous hearted, scary, like people who operate out of fear and like stress, and they probably act like they're not, but they're biting their nails off, probably biting their toenails off, like they're just stressed out. Or some masculines or feminines could even be in this energy of envy, fear, and worry. A lot of this can be solved, clarified with some honest communication. Okay. I was just talking about what I saw as far as, being jealous and it confirming what you don't have. This says that to be jealous of the soul path of another is to doubt your ability to judge what is best for you. And that's what it is. Like Cardi say, she say the ones who talk the most is the ones who stuff not together. And it's true a lot of times, people who have something going on have things to do. They don't have time to sit around and be mad or worried about what somebody else doing or not doing or hating on them or whatever. Like, you should realize that if somebody around you is getting it, that means God's in the neighborhood, and it's only a matter of time. You're in the right energy. You're in the right space. You're next to the right people to make things happen. Okay.
It is human nature to covet the perceived. Coveting is a one of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not covet, particularly. I think it says like your neighbors, like things that belong to your neighbor. Um, but it's human nature to covet the perceived luxuries of someone on a different journey. But to try to emulate him or her is not being true to your own guidance. So these copycats out here that be looking at people and trying to do what other people be doing or faking or whatever, they think they're manifesting, but they're not, because they are not living in their own truth. They're not following their own true guidance, okay? They're not being honest with themselves. The worst person you can lie to is yourself, okay? All right, you have chosen this life and these circumstances for a reason. Disregarding that and following in the footsteps of another, you are only setting yourself up for confusion and disappointment. I was talking about that earlier. We are releasing what comes with that. Like, we're learning that if there is confusion, we're learning how to speak to it, to unconfuse it, to allow it to be clear. If we have experienced disappointment or we feel that disappointment coming on, we're learning how to communicate the disappointment that we may be feeling, okay? Like I said, from a very stoic, calm, and centered self. All right. You never know what's going on in another person's life. I was talking about how a lot of the facades that people have had, these illusions that they've been doing, that they didn't want it, they had a hard time changing because it was a comfort zone or it was familiar or whatever, toxic as F, but that's what you know, right? So now we're starting, like, those facades are falling, and now we're starting to see behind the curtain. Now we're starting to see like what's really been going on. Okay. That's being exposed, and it's not necessarily to make people feel bad. It's more so to let people understand, like, if you're living a lie, you might want to, look into that, because you're denying yourself. All right. And you can't judge a book by its cover. You judge things by their fruit, judge a tree by its fruit. So you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. So that's why they tell us to be kind. They tell us, to, just be gentle, because we never know what folks are going through, and everybody's dealing with something. Okay. So to be envious of people when you don't know what's going on, even to be envious, period, because you don't know what somebody went through to get the gifts that they have. You don't know what somebody dealt with to live the life that they live. And so if you're envious of it and you're trying to copy them, you might not be built to go through what they've gone through. And your way to get whatever it is that's for you is a different path. So be authentic to your inner voice. That sounds insane to me. Be authentic to your inner voice. So that means don't lie to yourself. Be true to yourself, because only you know what is in your best interest. What's in your best interest? Okay? What's going to be for your best and highest good? If you don't follow your own path, you will have to reincarnate and attempt to learn your original lessons again. That's on you. I'm over this place. So I think I've been here a whole bunch of times, and this should be my last time. Okay. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. The outcome of all choices in life is determined by two emotions: fear and love. Your soul is made of the energy of love, and fear is an earthly manifestation of a challenge. To embrace and wallow in fear is to go against your very being. Fear, in its many guises, is the obstacle that your soul uses to test its tenacity to stay on track. For a soul, human life can be very difficult, but acknowledging that your soul's true nature is love will always help you on your path. When fear rears its ugly head, it is really an opportunity for you to stare it in the eye and turn that doubt into trust. View it as a teacher. What lesson are you learning from these fearful emotions? The more you use the energy of love to diffuse fearful situations, the less often they will present themselves. This could be for someone who may think that or feel like You can't have wealth or like riches without being like a jerk. Like nice people aren't rich, or people with good hearts aren't wealthy. Let me tell you something. I think that's far from the truth. I actually think that most people who have acquired wealth probably have a good heart. Not all, but there's also some poor people that don't have good hearts. you know, but this kind of gives me that energy where somebody looks at a person and judges them based on what they look like to them, but you haven't even experienced what they have experienced, and so you judge them and you're wrong, right? Or you treat them a certain way and you're wrong. You shouldn't be treating anybody a certain way because of what they look like. But I guess people have to learn that. But I just get this energy here of like someone who might think that you can't have a good heart or a big heart and be wealthy. It's like you have to be a jerk or an asshole or mean to have money or wealth. Nah, I'm here to tell you right now. That's a no. All right. Let's read worry. These are pretty good messages though, even though these cards are a little low vibrational. The messages are always good. That's why I really like Charlotte. Oh, she did the artwork. So this Hay House, James Van Praagh. I really like these cards. Anyway, worry. I think it's the very last, very last one. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Worry is a wasted emotion. It does nothing other than give you the illusion of control. When you expend too much energy worrying, it limits you and has an adverse effect on the natural energy of the soul. Worrying destroys the hope, faith, and excitement that are wonderful elements of this schoolroom called Earth. Remember that you are what you think, and you have the power to create positive thoughts, which beget positive outcomes. Worry is a negative emotion that sets you up for a negative result. What unnecessary worries are you carrying around with you now? Examine them objectively in the light of love. Help your soul by releasing them and be fully connected to the current moment, which is where your power resides. The illusion of control. And I was talking earlier about how we need to make sure that we're not spending our energy, like exerting extra energy into being overly emotional in communicating at all, really. And definitely not in low vibrational conversation or conversations that really don't have any substance, to not expend your energy on that. Speaking to it, calling it what it is based on your intuitive nudge, and letting it be. Okay? All right. Let's do some angel numbers. Oh my God. Excuse me. I have been seeing 1111. So I saw it in my dream night before last. Then as soon as when I woke up, I saw it on the clock. Like later on after I woke up. Saw it again last night, saw it today. Like I saw it on my mileage in the car yesterday evening. Okay. Wish come true. Moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization, manifestation, gateway, taking action. You are in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience, new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. It is not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. Okay. So 1111 to me is stability, celebration, partnership, um, love, union, happiness, home. 0606 commitment, loyalty, responsibility, truth, love, light, spiritual realm, growth, and solutions. And 333 social skills, hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, and enthusiasm. So 0606 commitment, applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peace and meaningful life. A peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. Open up for the best is yet to come. This solidifying the deal right here. We had honesty on the bottom of the deck, okay? Worry right here. Oops. And I was saying like this, we're being encouraged to speak our truth. Okay? Applying honesty and light daily is a fast track to creating a peaceful and meaningful life. It's how you find solutions and comfort, being a problem solver, having conflict resolution skills. I heard co-parenting. It's a skill that's needed for it to be healthy, especially for the babies. Okay. Release worries by speaking your truth and expressing emotions regularly. Open up for the best is yet to come. So somebody needs to talk. Okay, that's how you manifest. Social skills, the problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life since your luck may be about to change. It is time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. All right, I'm going to leave it here and wrap this up. We thank you, Spirit, for supporting us in this healing message. And we ask that you continue to support us with the 1212 portal of releasing what no longer serves our best and highest good and surrendering to our own divine light, trusting what our own intuition is sharing and showing us, allowing us to speak our truth, allowing us to make sure that we are checking in with ourselves and ensuring that we are speaking truthfully to ourselves. Don't allow us to lie to ourselves. Show us the lessons that we need in order to manifest the outcome and the life we were sent here to live. Okay? We thank you for the confirmations, the words, and the clarity in advance. We thank you for the confirmation that was shown here, but we also thank you for how this will play out in the 3D. And we're going to trust in your divine timing, your love, and your protection. And always go within so you never go without. I love you, but God loves you more. And I'll see you next time.